I don't know if you've ever read Lord of the Rings or indeed watched any of the movies. I have. I've read the books more than once. I've watched the films at least once each as well. And like any book that's made into a movie, there are things that have been cut out. Everything that Tolkien wrote just can't be in the films, even three quite long films, like the most recent adaptations. But sometimes I do wonder why filmmakers choose to keep what they do and get rid of other things. I remember seeing that last film, The Return of the King, in the cinema. We'd been sat there for about 2.5 hours, and finally, Frodo, Sam, and Gollum, they get to Mount Doom and they cast the ring into the fires of the volcano, and Sauron is defeated, and they've won the day. Um, the baddie is gone. Everything pretty much is sorted. And because I've been sat there for 2.5 hours, my bum started to hurt a bit and I need a wee and I'm ready to go. Particularly as I already knew the story, so it wasn't like there were any surprises in it for me. But of course, that wasn't the end of the movie, just like it wasn't the end of the books. There was then another half an hour after the big baddie was defeated of tying stuff up. After everything was complete, there was another half an hour. There are chapters and chapters in the book after it's all done, and none of it is as exciting as the epic battles that have gone on before. I don't know why the movie makers chose to keep so much of that in. John's Gospel, thankfully, doesn't take quite as long to tie itself up. After the climax, after Jesus' death and resurrection, after death is defeated, there is just one chapter which we've read today, the last day of our reading challenge. And unlike the slightly dull ending to Lord of the Rings, this last chapter of John is one of my favourite bits. At the end of John's Gospel, we get this wonderful interaction between Jesus and Peter. Peter, who had betrayed him, who had denied him 3 times. 3 times Jesus now asks him, Peter, do you love me? 3 times Peter says, of course I love you. And 3 times Jesus says to take care of his sheep or lambs, to feed them. Peter goes on to be the leader of the brand new church in Jerusalem. Hot-headed Peter, rash, impetuous Peter. Peter, who cut off the soldier's ear, who denied ever knowing Jesus, becomes the rock, the foundation of the church. Here in this final chapter, in this final story, we get a glimpse of what it means to belong to Jesus. A glimpse of the significance of what Jesus did on the cross. Peter is redeemed. Peter has been discipled and taught by Jesus. Peter has been drawn into a relationship with Jesus. And then Peter has made a mess of things and let Jesus down. And yet here, Peter is redeemed. He's forgiven by Jesus. And what I love most is that Jesus doesn't just forgive him, say, what you did in the past doesn't matter, it's okay. I'm not worried about that anymore. Jesus gives him a responsibility, a task. We all know that if we make a mess of things, maybe in our job, our boss has given us a job to do and we don't do it very well. Or we're part of a quiz team and we say, yeah, this is definitely the answer, and then we get it wrong. Maybe we let people down who have relied on us. And they may forgive us. They may say, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. But they are less likely to trust us again. Our boss might go to someone else with the next big important thing that needs doing. Our quiz team are less likely to believe us the next time we say, this is definitely the answer. They might not hold it against us. There might be no grudge, no animosity. But there's still a trust that's been lost, something that's been lost. Not so with Jesus. He entrusts all of his followers into Peter's hands. True redemption goes beyond that low level of forgiveness, that it doesn't matter. True redemption goes beyond not holding things against someone else. True redemption involves love and trust and working together again. And this is what Jesus does with Peter. And this is what Jesus offers us too, true redemption. He doesn't give up on us when we let him down. He continues to want to work with us, in us, and through us. And this is why the end of John's Gospel is so much better than the end of The Lord of the Rings. Just a quick further reminder, on Monday there will be no thoughts for the day. From next week we're going to go down to 2 a week, so we will have one on Tuesday and then on Thursday, and that will be the pattern from now on. There'll be a Sunday service and a Tuesday and Thursday thoughts. Take care and God bless. Happy Easter.